Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. I'm an artist and I run a DIY shop online called Crafty Dessert. Today I'm going to show you how to make money as an artist. Whether you're in high school, college, or you're just starting out, this video will give you some tips on where to start and hopefully it'll give you more clarity on achieving your goals. First things first, you need to find your specialty. What makes your art unique? For me, it was all about creating jewelry boxes that were shaped like a cake because it really screams my personality and what I like. What am I good at? What do I enjoy doing? Are people willing to pay for? You have to have all these three things combined. You can't have two and not the other. For example, you can be really good at acrylic painting and people are willing to buy your paintings, but you also have to enjoy it. On the other hand, you could be making some really cute stickers that people want to buy, but you also have to learn to get good at it. So incorporating these three things, for my shop, I knew that I was really good with working with my hands, creating things, everything that has to do with arts and crafts, design, I knew I was good at. I really loved the process of making these jewelry boxes, and I knew that people were willing to pay for it. My biggest suggestion when selling your art is starting out locally and testing things out. This could look like selling to your friends, your family, your relatives, because in the beginning, you want to be comfortable having your artwork out there. And especially when you're an artist, usually you draw alone in your room. You don't really experience having your artwork viewed by a lot of people and having people give you feedback and critique. So when I started my art shop, I knew I had to test things out. I participated in a few pop-up shows. For the first pop-up, I brought 3 designs of my cake boxes, and within the 3 designs, only one of them started to get a lot of sales. So then I realized maybe the other 2 are not very popular. So for my second pop-up, I brought about 8 designs just to see what people reach for and what they like, and I soon learned a pattern of what people like to buy. And it turns out the 2 designs that were least popular in the beginning were also the least popular the second time. And to this day, the 2 designs are also my least popular ones on my website. So if I had not experimented and put myself out there, I would have never known. The point I'm trying to make here is to not make too many quantities of one item before I start selling. For example, if you want to sell art prints, I suggest you start printing little by little. I also wanted to say that you don't have to participate in these pop-ups. I highly recommend just selling to your friends and family. For me personally, I had to participate in these pop-ups, but that was because I had no other option at that time. A lot of questions people ask in the beginning is, do I need a website? Personally, I would say no, because when you're starting out as an artist independently, you don't want to spend too much money on upfront costs. A lot of these websites like Shopify, Wix, Squarespace, you see these ads everywhere on YouTube. A lot of these sites require you to pay $15 to $30 a month, along with domain fees if you want to have your own .com website, which is a lot of money to start off. That's why I personally recommend you explore sites like Etsy because the fees are really low starting out. You mostly do all the packing and shipping, customer service, and the product directly gets delivered to the customer. With Redbubble, I don't know why, but I feel like it's more known to artists and sellers and not shoppers. I feel like more non-artists know about Etsy and go out of their way to shop on Etsy than on Redbubble. So before opening my Shopify store, I used Etsy because it's super user-friendly and it already has a huge audience of shoppers that are interested in just browsing. Once I got the hang of it, I moved over to Shopify. I still sell on Etsy too, but they're both really user-friendly platforms and they handle all the complicated stuff like payments and shipping labels. When you're listing your artwork online, take really good quality pictures of your work. I personally take all my pics with my iPhone camera. Good lighting and clear images can make a huge difference in attracting customers. People are visual shoppers and people love to see aesthetically pleasing images. The first picture that you have on your listing will be the first impression that you'll give your customer. Also, make sure to have clear descriptions of your items. This could be the size, the weight, how it should be used, and any other information that people would need to know. Remember, everyone starts somewhere, so don't procrastinate on this. This is your dream, so go get it. Alright, now let's talk about social media. I'm not saying you have to start a YouTube channel and start posting every week and making these crazy thumbnails, but I'd say don't miss out on posting on TikTok and Instagram because a lot of people are interested in visual pieces of artwork. Instagram Reels has brought a lot of small businesses grow up in scale, including my shop, and it's been successful for a lot of people because you get to build your own community and people are actually genuinely interested in what you do and they want to support you. What I like about Instagram over TikTok is that you can really nurture your community by creating posts, stories, reels, and all different types of content that you don't really get to do elsewhere. And don't worry if your content doesn't go viral right away, because it's still a portfolio online that you have out there that anyone can stumble across. The chances of someone stumbling across your Instagram page is way higher than someone stumbling across your website or portfolio. And this is because people are always on Instagram. Keep posting your art, but also about your art. So like the behind the scenes, story behind it, and the stuff that people usually don't get to see about you behind the screen. The good thing about posting on social media is that it's basically free advertising, so you don't have to pay for ads, which are super expensive, and instead you get a really beautiful community of people who are actually interested in what you do. And get creative with your posting. The more people see your work, the more interested they're going to be in buying your stuff. Try learning from other artists in your niche. That's what I personally did when I started, including like how to make captions, what hashtags to use, what to put in my bio. In every post you create, try to improve one thing for your next post. This could be the lighting, the caption, the video style, the aesthetic, and don't just post 1 month and disappear. Ideally, when it comes to short form content, it's best to post at least once a week. Some people say like 2 to 3 times a week or every day. I think that's too much when it comes to us artists, because we have to actually create the item as we make the content. We're not dancers or singers. We have to make the product start to finish. Personally, I go for about once a week, but do what's best for you and go at your own pace, and then maybe you can scale it up or tone it down depending on how things are going. But regardless of whether you post once a week or twice a week, try to stay consistent, because that will help you grow a following quicker. That will eventually convert into your customers. And don't be afraid to show your personality. People love buying stuff when they feel a connection to the seller. And social media nowadays is all about relatability, because people love to see the person behind the art. More often than not, the viral videos I see of artists promoting the work, they're just like silly, goofy videos, just following a funny TikTok trend. My biggest tip overall is to start early. I'm not saying start 15 years ago, but if you can, start as soon as you can, like now. A lot of people who want to sell their work feel very overwhelmed at first, and that emotional feeling is what's pushing them back. And that was me in the beginning too. If you take a step forward as soon as you can, even though it won't be perfect, you'll still be going through your journey a lot quicker than if you started way later. I also feel like as artists, a lot of us have a struggle of seeing the value in our work. Like wondering, is my artwork good enough? Will people want to buy it? Is it worthy enough to be sold? Also, I think a lot of this comes from the stigma or the stereotype that artists don't make money. And we're constantly told as a kid, like, you're gonna be broke. So we also have the idea in the back of our minds, like, okay, what if this doesn't work out? You also might have these thoughts because for most of us, art has been a hobby. Art is timeless. People are always going to be interested in buying art. For example, if someone made a painting 15 years ago, they could probably still sell it today. It's still going to have its worth because it's a painting. Artwork sells itself. So you don't have to do too much marketing because people are visual buyers. It's like going to a Japanese store and seeing these really cute Sanrio plushies. You just go and just buy the plushie because it's cute. You buy it because you like seeing it. You buy it because you love it. Whereas let's say if you're going to sell like air mattresses, you're gonna have to do a lot of research, advertising, convincing people. So that's one positive thing about selling your artwork. Turning your passion into something that makes money and eventually becomes your full-time job takes a lot of time, effort, and a lot of dedication. But keep creating, stay inspired, and don't be afraid to take risks, because at the end of the day, you never know what will happen. When I first started my art shop, I was really nervous about getting sales. From June to November, I was stuck with like 100 or 200 followers. If you could take away one thing from this video, start as early as you can. Start now. After watching this video, don't procrastinate and just do it. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate if you can give it a like or a comment down below and subscribe for more art videos, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.